From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big day with incredible big news for a gorgeous June 29, 2022, as one of the Fed governors says she would definitely support a 3/4 basis point increase for that July FOMC meeting. What does that mean for you? You need to get that forced stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. In today's recording, we go over the breaking news of that money, why it's over $100,000, and why you need to get it right across the board. We'll be looking at the stock market, the Dow Jones, the situation on the oil, relatively flat today and calm, but not so calm with the Federal Reserve. With new signaling, they're definitely going to go for 3/4 basis point based upon the inflationary numbers we have so far into a June 29 broadcast. Meantime, we have retail sales numbers released minutes ago, and we have a lot of retail surprises, and they're not particularly robust. That is the signaling of where this economy is going in those downward phases between now and September. We'll go over the latest details of why those Fed rate hikes are likely to come because the inflation is higher, the gas prices remain relatively unstable. We'll have the latest details on that front as well. Moreover, we'll be looking at these incredible checks. What's important for you to get is these checks. Over $100,000 of them in every U.S. state. We're going to analyze them in a little bit more depth today than we've done in recent days, and great news is that they're there. You're going to get them. You're going to learn in this recording how to get over $100,000 of forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Whoa, this is great news. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing. I'm here, you're here, and a lot of checks are as well. We'll be going over where this market is, where this economy is going, and how those monies are going to land in your bank account. It's a big, bold, beautiful day for a big morning's broadcast, and it starts a new day with a lot of breaking news. I'm excited you're here. Let's get to the deliciousness of a big new day with big economic data, and it starts right now. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's June 29, 2022, with big money and big money everywhere. And we're going to go over that big money in just a second. But here's a preview of that incredible sums of money. Over $100,000 a person is available in every U.S. state with a forced stimulus check there now. Every U.S. state, my state, your state, every state of the entire union, over $100,000 a person. Who? You. If you've got money before, you're going to get this as well. But it's a different year. It's a different package of stimulus, and you got to do it differently. And so it's not going to land if you don't do anything, and it's not going to land automatically, and it's not going to land on your local news because they're not going to cover it. This is a different year, but the great news is that it's a lot more money this year, and it's a lot more exclusive to you as a viewer. We're going to go over those incredible checks in just a second. If you're on SSI, SSDI, if you're a retiree, if you work, if you don't work, if you're ahead on bills, behind on your bills, you qualify for this money. It's coming up in just a second. But first we need to know where this economy is, where we're going, because we need to know the urgency of getting that money, that stimulus, as quickly as possible. The latest breaking news today, we start with the markets. We also start with oil and gas, and also we start with the breaking news out of the Federal Reserve. Let's start the day. The day is starting with the NASDAQ and the Dow relatively unchanged, relatively calm and eased at the moment, and that oil is relatively flat, a little bit down from where it was about a week ago, 113 a barrel, international Brent crude. The domestic U.S. unleaded from AAA is averaging about 486. So that's a little bit down. It was about 510 about a week ago. Now we're going into that 4th of July weekend. I'll be here recording with you all weekend long, but we've dropped about 20 cents in a few days. Let's look at stocks today. We're going to look at General Mills, Carnival, Bed Bath & Beyond, McCormick's, Pinterest, Neo, and Upstart Holdings among them. These are important because remember, we're looking at how fast this economy slows down, how fast it slows down between now and September. You know, we're almost in July. And September is what? 12 months from July? No, it's just a few days from July. That's why you got to get this money, these 4 stimulus checks in every state. What is September, LA? September is what I've identified on this channel as phase 2. Phase 2 and phase 1, what is the difference and what are we going through? We're going through the slowdown of this economy. An abrupt slowdown from robust times of February and March to an uncertain, abrupt slowdown that would manifest itself by September. And then it would really continue on until January when the recession of 2023 comes in. Back in spring of this year, I was the only U.S. broadcaster saying we're going to recession in January 2023. The consensus is now there is a recession next year. Not everyone agrees on what month it starts. But the hardest item of these 3 phases clearly is not 1, which we're in right now, or 3, it's 2. When exactly does 2 happen, and how abrupt is it? The situation is that there's a lot of different benchmarks we can learn from, and if you're a member of this channel, which I hope you are, you get those LALATE worksheets. Members of this channel get a lot of new benefits in the last few days. First, if you're a member of this channel, you can jump in the live chat and interact with the viewers. You get that beautiful emoji of a purple hawk behind your name. Number 2, you get that newsletter that has those incredible 4 stimulus checks, over $100,000 a person in there. Plus, you get the incredible worksheets. These worksheets, these newsletters are the only ones in the entire industry for financial news. The worksheets we'll be going over in a second, but the first one covers inflation, covers recession, labor, and the Federal Reserve. Those are the 4 items that will be changing dramatically between now and September. Let's look and see what's breaking news on those 4 fronts today. First, we have Wells Fargo Senior Equity Analysis Christopher Harvey in a note to investors today said the following: "We expect significant volatility this summer." Here we go. With face ripping. Face ripping. That sounds like one of those horror movies. That sounds like, that sounds like one of those tech movies. Face ripping, you just rip the face off. Have you ever face ripped? I've never face ripped. Have you ripped someone else's face? No, I hope you've not. We expect face-ripping short covering rallies followed by economically inspired market slumps. Slumps and rippings. Just a lot of great adjectives to start this big morning. While it's much anticipated market washout. Oh, there we go. We're going rippings. We're going slumps, and now we're going wipe out. It just sounds like one of those competition reality TV shows. It's just wipe out rippings and washings. Here we go. Could catalyze a more sustained, more higher. We think market will not sustain a rally until we believe the Federal will toggle between a 50 to 75 basis point tightening to a more mundane 25 basis point in tightening. What is he saying? Let's translate that. He's basically saying the Wall Street analysts and even the investors are waiting to see when the Federal Reserve will sort of go back to those 25 basis point increase. Anytime soon? No, it's not anytime soon. Of course not. That's what I teach on this channel. We have the July FOMC meeting, which would be just a few days from now, and I believe it's going to be 3 quarters. We have more comments from Governor Maynard in just a second. Then we have off in August, not them, not me, but they do. Then they're back in September. 3 quarters again, half, then quarter. Wow, that's almost 6 months from now. So Wall Street is looking for something today that's not going to be from 6 months. Yeah, that's how Wall Street has really not accepted the situation. Let's just jump forward. Let's jump out of order. The other breaking news, which is right on point with what we just went to, was Loretta Mester. She's the Cleveland Federal Reserve Bank governor. And she said today she's advocating for a 75 basis point increase at the July FOMC meeting. Her quote is the following: I haven't seen the kind of numbers on the inflation side that I need to see in order to think that we can go back to a 50 basis point increase. She's not even going to quarter, folks. She's not even going to 50 because she's not happy with the numbers. What numbers would she need to see? Well, this is interesting. This is new elements this morning as well. Breaking news. What does the Federal Reserve really need to see? It needs to see that the CPI, the Consumer Price Index number, which is a monthly number, comes down a little bit. And until it comes down, they're going to come in more aggressively. And if they come in more aggressively, you need to get those four stimulus checks in every U.S. state faster. Why? Let's go over the nation. Let's go over the domino effect of why this brings us back to step one, the Federal Reserve. Here's what you need to know is that if the Federal Reserve continues to see that inflation is tracking high, then what the Federal Reserve is going to do is going to raise those rates. There is that inflation, the CPI. If it continues to stay high, the Federal Reserve is going to raise those rates. And as the Federal Reserve raises those rates, you go into recession. Folks, that's the warning signal that you need to get all these incredible sums of money. We're not going into recession until next year, but the downward spiral is something that's going to hurt Americans so dramatically. Members of the channel were talking about this last night in the live chat. I saw them and they said, yes, September's going to be really bad economically for so many people. That's why you have to get those four stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Let's go back to the other economic news as well that Mester may certainly be looking at, or not. Remember, Mester's looking to see that inflation has come down. Any data from inflation today? No. Any data from inflation tomorrow? No, because we don't have a CPI read. Now, we do have data today that shows the impact of what the Federal Reserve is doing. And we have data on that tomorrow. What is tomorrow, Thursday morning? You know what it is. If you're on the live chat, remember what every Thursday morning is. Right in the live chat if you remember what Thursday morning brings us for data. We'll be checking back that on a second, see if you got the answer right. At the moment, for a Wednesday morning, the data shows that the corporations of America are starting to slump because of these Fed hikes and because it's negatively impacting the economy. General Mills reported quarterly earnings above estimates, so its stock is only up 2% in the pre-market trading. It came in at a quarterly earnings of $1.12. Carnival, another day for another breaking news story on the cruise industry, down another 8% today, 7.8%. As one of the banks, Morgan Stanley, cut price targets from $13 to $7. Ouch, ouch. Royal Caribbean down 4%, Norwegian Cruises down 4.6%. Now you're going to see a lot of news reports this weekend talking about everyone traveling 4th of July weekend. It's sort of a mixed bag because cancellations are on the rise. They're up 3%, and the bookings are down overall. But we're going to get to more about that in a second. Pinterest's co-founder Ben Silbermann is stepping down as CEO, and they're going to be replacing him with Bill Reddy, who was formerly at Google. The company is actually up 2.5%. Neo is down 7% on report that may have done something with their financial results. Ouch. I'm not going to touch that one. I'm not going to touch that one. And Disney announced that it's extending the contract for its CEO, Ben Chapek, for another 3 years. Meantime, Tesla, here we go, is laying off more workers. This is what we talk about when we talk about that third item on the LA worksheet. It is employment and what's going on with labor. Tesla announced a 10% layoff of its workforce on Memorial Day weekend. What are they announcing before going into 4th of July weekend? More layoffs. They're announcing more layoffs. And how much? Another 200 here, another 200 there. They're announcing 200 workers in Silicon Valley, and it's actually closing one of the offices. In another report, I don't have that in front of me, its stock is down 1.6% in pre-market trading. Did you remember what is released on Thursday morning? Let's jump on the live chat and see who this beautiful morning got it right and remember what is released on Thursday morning for data points. And I see banana bread. No, banana bread is not released on Thursday morning. What's released on Thursday morning is the new labor numbers. We're going to see the new labor numbers released Thursday morning, which shows how many unemployment claims are coming in for the week before. Let's go over the data we're looking for. My estimates for tomorrow, your estimates. Let's interact in the live chat right now. First, the number of unemployment claims should be at 180,000 new jobless claims per week. That was what it was before the week of the pandemic started in March of 2020. Shot up to 1 million. After we got out of the lockdown, spring of 2021, it came back down to 180. But 3 weeks ago, it was 200. Then I projected 230. It came in at 229. Then I projected 220, 230 again. It came in at 227 last week. So if you're on the live chat right now, what do you project as the number for new jobless claims next week? Do you project a big number or a weak number? There's Dragon. It's not going to be good news when there's major layoffs. Absolutely. So I believe that tomorrow's number may be 230 again. I'm going to go with 230,000 new jobless claims. We will see the answer on Mornings LALATE Thursday morning, live on air, as we look at what's going on with that labor market. And there is Jesse Hellman, who says, thanks for Thursday's information, LA. Thank you. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, so we can look at those labor numbers. I'm projecting 230. If you think it's higher or lower, jump in the live chat, or maybe you think it's right on the money. Maybe it's 230. When Mester says that she is unhappy with where inflation is, what does that mean for this economy and your money? It means that she needs inflation to come down. It's hovering too high. And until it comes down, she's not going to pivot across the board. So what is Mester's takeaway on the situation? What her takeaway is that until we see inflation really pull back, we need to see a higher raise of rates for the Federal Reserve. What is my reading on her language is that she needs to see inflation has peaked. Peaked means it has stabled out and is coming back down. We have yet to see any data since this inflationary problems of starting last year kicked in. I was the first American broadcaster to say that inflation would come in at 8% in December 2021. Federal Reserve got it wrong, said 3 to 4% and temporary or transitory. There's some bacon. Found some bacon for you. The butter is butter and the coffee's brewing. But what happened thereafter was that the Federal Reserve continued to misguide. They said inflation was going to come down. It was not coming down. They said that raising those rates would bring the inflation down. It didn't go down. So what Mester is basically saying is what you expect Mester to say. Governor Loretta Mester is basically saying that until we see that inflationary number come down, we need to raise rates. And a quarter ain't going to cut it because it didn't work before. Half is not going to cut it because that didn't work before. And it has to be 3/4. Could it be 1 basis point completely? You know, folks, my projection, you're hearing this for the first time on Mornings LA today, is that if you see that CPI number, that inflationary number released for the month of June this month, and it shows it went higher, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying if it is higher, I believe the Federal Reserve would do a full basis point increase. Yeah. So we're too far out to see that inflationary benchmark come out in just a few days. But that's what Mester is basically saying, is she needs to see this number come down. And until it comes down, then she has a big problem with the situation. And coming down means reaching its peak. With that, let's go then to those incredible details you need to know about those 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state. 4 stimulus checks are in every U.S. state, and this is 2022. What you need to do right now is forget everything you know about stimulus, everything you know about how you were paid before, and focus on the moment. Why? Because it's a different year, it's done a different way, and it's not going to be done the way you have seen business done before. In the prior years, you may have seen something where you didn't have to do anything, and it was a measly check, and it was a few $100s, and just showed up, and you were just happy, and then you look for another one, and there was no other one. Those days are gone. The current situation of stimulus is new. This is new. This is why you have to watch this channel to learn how to do it and learn how to get it. The stimulus of right now is great. Huge, big money, over $100,000 a person, number one. Number two, everywhere, every U.S. state. Let's say it again, every U.S. state. Number three, for you, if you make $75,000 less, a single individual, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, if you're young, if you're old, absolutely. But you must go get it. Go get it means you have to do something. Go get it means you do not just look at your bank account, see if it landed. You have to go get it. You're not going to hear it announced by your governor. You're not going to hear it announced on the local news. You're not going to hear it announced by your senator, your state senator, your congressional senator. You're not going to hear it announced. It is what is basically in a way called sort of like a bridge stimulus. We've seen this before, where there are stimulus offerings that are sent out between the monster stimulus news. The monster stimulus news, the first stimulus package, the CARES Act, the second stimulus package, which never happened, the third stimulus package, the American Recovery Act. Those are the big, monstrous media events. Did you know that between the first stimulus package, which became law, CARES Act, and the American Rescue Plan, number 3, there was actually a series of stimulus packages in between? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of them. There wasn't just one. And we don't actually have an inherent numbering system to give them. There was no second stimulus package. It never became law. So there was a series of stimulus packages in between them. Did you get them? And I'm not referring to $600. Did you get them? They were upwards of over $100,000 to $200,000. You may have not. Why? Because it did not get the media blitz that the big packages get. When third became law, the American Rescue Plan, did you know that there was money still after that? There was as well. And did you know right now that this stimulus package has massive payouts across the board? That's what I'm teaching you in this recording. What's important to understand is that there's different ways to get stimulus, and the ways are all different. So what you need to do is forget about what you may have gotten paid for in the past. Forget about the way you got it paid. Forget about how it was paid to you. And then you also need to really forget about the Build Back Better Act. You have to forget about the Build Back Better Act at least between now and September, because there is less than 1 month away before Congress goes on recess. They ain't going to send you any money to get in your hands before September. So you need to forget about that, because it has nothing to do with money in your hands. If you like to just follow your favorite politician and, look at what their current hairstyle is, and, maybe you're a fan of their hairstyles, then that's fine. But other than that, don't be tracking the updates on the Build Back Better Act. There is no updates on it. They're going on break. They're not paying you any money. I am. So where is this money coming from? It's coming from a series of different sources. It's coming from laws that were enacted by the states and also the president between the third stimulus package and today. Is it fourth? We call it fourth. But if you really think fourth is only, a monster package, then maybe you call it 3.5. Maybe you call it 3.25. I don't know what you call it. The numbering system is always screwy. So we just call it fourth for purposes of clarification right here. You get this money because the downturn of this economy is going to be very abrupt and very severe and very, very apparent. Why does Congress do it this way? Well, let's go over sort of the obviousness of this. Congress is not, why does government, not Congress, because the money didn't come from Congress. Why does government do it this way? Government is not going to send every walking American a $100,000 check. Do you think they're going to do that? No, this is not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Government is not going to send every American that's walking with feet a $100,000 check just because. But government may have $100,000 checks for you to go get. That's different. And that is why the situation is so great. So let's go over what's going on. Back in the month of March, viewers of this channel asked me, can you find us money? Because you find money when a lot of people think that there isn't anything happening. And I found the money. Series of checks done by executive orders by Joseph Biden. You love executive orders. Those were one of those key words you used to love to see on this channel in 2021. Executive orders from Joseph Biden. There is also money from the states. There is money in every U.S. state. Now, let's make this very clear. The money sometimes is underwritten by the federal government. Sometimes it's underwritten. It's at the location of the state. There is money in every U.S. state because this is federal stimulus. Let me make something clear because I think this trips people up sometimes. Sometimes people say, my governor doesn't like, or my governor this, or my state that. It's not their money. It's not their money. It's the federal government's money. The states are hired to administer the money. It's not the state's own funds. It's not the state's determination whether to give it to you or not. They don't have any say in it. It's the federal government's money. It's sort of like It's sort of like you're at the supermarket, you got to check out, and you've already paid for the goods, and then someone walks in and says, "You're not getting paper or plastic." It's not your determination whether I get paper or plastic. I already bought my food. I already bought my food. I'm a shopper. I already bought my food. But you don't deserve paper or plastic because I'm the paper plastic police. Excuse me, get lost. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So the money comes from the federal government, even though it's sent. Its money comes from the federal government. It's underwritten by the federal government, and while it may actually be sent to you by a state, it doesn't mean the state has any hands in the pot of the equation. All right, let's go over what you need to do. First, you need to go under this video and subscribe and become a member. Step one, go under this video, hit the subscribe button. Number two, become a member. What you do is you go right in this video where it says join the channel and click the link and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Then get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to go over that newsletter in a second, which you go through line by line, and there it goes. It shows you the 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state, one at a time. It tells you where they are, how to get them, and guess what? I'm going to show you how to do it in the second half. You're not even going to have to guess. We're going to go over that all in the second half. Let's go over the other breaking news before that, and it starts right now. Today, General Mills stocks rose 5% after topped earnings, but Amazon also rose 2.2% as it got an overrate rating from JP Morgan. Meantime, Carnival down 9%, as we went over earlier, and lots of the travel industry stocks down. Bed Bath & Beyond is beyond. What's going on with Bed Bath & Beyond? I think you need one of those scrub brushes today. Why? It's down 20%. That is beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond is beyond 20% down today, as it posted a huge miss on quarterly earnings and announced the CEO is stepping down. Well, good timing. There we go. Retail is getting hit dramatically today, and that is one of the points that we go over in those worksheets. You're taking notes on your worksheets. The problems is that Bed Bath & Beyond sees this big economic downturn coming. There we go. I step into this role cleanly aware of the macroeconomic environment, said Sue Grow, who is an independent director of the board, who will step in as interim CEO. Wow. Other fronts to know are, one, your benefits are going up. Congratulations. Your benefits are going up, definitely. The question is how much. At the moment, it looks like it's at least 8%. Wow, that's great news. That's about $300 a month. Could it be more? We'll go more over this tonight on Evenings LALATE. Number two, student loan debt forgiveness. Student loan debt forgiveness is likely to be announced forgiven by the president in the next 30 days. I believe the announcement will be coming in early August or late July. The president's announcement will be $10,000 for individual federal borrowers who have $10,000 or less and have a annual income of $150,000 or less, $150,000. This will be the final episode of this student loan debt forgiveness. Individuals who became disabled after graduation, went to work in the nonprofit or public sector, or graduated, or whose debts were procured by fraud, their debts have already been forgiven. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over all those incredible checks. Step one, go right in this video and become a member. Step two, become a subscriber. And the second half of this video, we'll be going over all these incredible checks. Are you ready? The toast is toasted. The butter is butter, and the coffee is brewing. I'll see you back in 60 seconds as Morning Tally continues. But first, here's a little bit about the members community page.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues. In a big, bold, beautiful morning for June 29, 2022. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over why in 2022 you got to do something different. That doing something different involves you going and getting these big sums of money. They're not going to land automatically. They're not going to land for you doing nothing. And in fact, there's going to be two segments of this economy. One, the people who get the money right now, and two, the people who do nothing. People who do nothing are not going to be prepared financially for the downturn of this economy between now and September. And they're going to get hit really badly. And then come this fall, when the heating oils and the electric and the water and the gas bills go up, they're really not going to be prepared. We're going to go over all these incredible checks starting right now. First, let's go over the checks. Then we're going to go over the eligibility, and then we're going to go over for how you get them. The checks are over $100,000 a person. Number two, in every U.S. state. They are absolutely 100% in every U.S. state. They're still live in every U.S. state, still at the time of this recording today. Number three, you qualify. Single individual, $75,000 or less, go get them. Married couple, $150,000 less annual income, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, if you're not on benefits, go get them. Notice the verb in all those sentences, go get them. That's a verb? Yeah. Go get them, verb and adverb, I guess you would say. Go get them. Why? Because these do not land if you don't get them. Do you think the federal government's going to put $100,000 in your bank account just overnight, just because they're the fairy godmother? No, they don't like your teeth, and they're not going to give you an extra tooth on your pillow either. They're not throwing $100,000 into your bank account just because you need to go get it, and then they will. Upwards of $100,000. Let's go over these incredible checks. First, what are these checks? These are checks that came by executive order. You love those words because we used to talk about them a lot on this channel in 2020. Executive action from Joseph Biden. The funds are underwritten by the federal government. In some cases, they are in the states. In some cases, they're in the county. But the funds are there, and the governors, the legislators, if you don't like them, they have nothing to do with them. They're not part of the equation. And with that, let's go over the incredible checks. There's a series of checks which I've given letters to, and the lettering system is so straightforward. Check A is a $6,500 to $12,000 check. Did you hear me right? Did you just wake up? You don't need that shot of coffee. You just need to watch me in the morning and you have the money. You don't need that shot of caffeine. You just need a shot of stimulus. And there we go. $6,500 to $12,000. A forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you rent, if you own, well, if you rent, stay with me because I got checks for you for C. If you're on benefits or not on benefits, go get it. If you have children, if you don't have children, go get it. How do I get it, LA? Very simple. You become a member. Go right in this video and click the join button. Click the join button and become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP member of this channel. Congratulations to all the wonderful new members who joined yesterday. A big surge of new members yesterday. You joined them as well. When you become a member, then you get that incredible newsletter from LALATE, authored, especially new newsletter every night, authored by me, sent to you via the YouTube alert systems, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You'll go right in that into those alerts, into that newsletter, and you go right down to check A, and you click the link. Sends you into the nationwide website. You click the link, then you choose your state, weatherizing homeowners grant check. That's what this one's called. The homeowners weatherizing grant check. It's all explained in the newsletter, and you apply. So simple. As a longtime viewer, Carol says, Ellie, you make it so simple for people. You just put it together in a simple pamphlet, and all they have to do is go apply. I mean, how simple is that? Yes. There's more in the newsletter than just that. We'll be going over what else is in the newsletter in just a second. Check B has a $15,000 to $80,000 forced stimulus check in every U.S. state as well. You're going to go get that check next. That is huge. Viewers are tracking $66,000 to $80,000 for this. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. And if you are on benefits, go get it. How do you get it? You go right into that newsletter. Well, first you subscribe. Second, you become a member. And third, when you get that membership signed up, then you get that newsletter Monday through Friday, and you go right in and apply. You're not going to stop there yet. You're going to go get Check C. Check C is for my renters and homeowners, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. How do you get Check C, and what is it? Step 1, subscribe to this channel. Step 2, become a member. Go right into the membership newsletter, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then you see Check C. It tells you who to call, what to say, and where to say it. And Check C may likely be the most important check or series of checks for 2022 on this channel. Why? Because I'm predicting that the utilities bills this winter will be the worst bills you're going to have this year. Heating oil, gasoline, electric, they're all going to go through the roof. They're going to be up 304%. And for people who don't watch this channel, don't know it, they're going to be surprised when they open up that envelope. Here's what you need to know. For rent, you're going to need that rent assistance. The landlords can evict you. There's no eviction moratorium anymore. Number 2, you need to become a member to learn about the mortgage forbearance, the mortgage money, because there is no mortgage forbearance anymore. Number 3, you need to become a member because you need to get this money for utilities now and continue to get it throughout the year because those utility bills are going to go through the roof. And they can turn off the utility bill. This is different. The utility service, they can turn it off. This is not 2020. You see how this is all different? Different year, different assistance, different money, and different severity if you don't do anything. Imagine in 2022, they can do more things against you, so that's why you have to do more things to protect yourself. That's how different a year it is. And the success stories for Check C are enormous. We've had over $50 million obtained by viewers of this channel. Since this channel launched in April 2020, no channel has helped more people and more Americans obtain money than this channel for financial news. Let's look at this numbers for rent. Look at that, $20,000 to $30,000. How about utilities? Mark's brother-in-law, $15,000. How about combinations? There you go. Nisi's now at 50,000. Mark is at 166,000. Lorraine is now at nearly, I think it's, what is it, $150,000. Why are they so important? Because they repeat back to me what I say on camera, which is get money today, get money tomorrow, and keep on getting money. In the members, in the worksheets, remember when you become a member, you get the newsletter that has those incredible checks. In the newsletter, you also have the price of gasoline and coal and corn and wheat on a daily basis. Remember, today we start with gas at 4.868. Let's see what it is by tonight when the newsletter comes out, and oil at 113. But you also now get those incredible worksheets. The third page of the worksheets is for stimulus. In those worksheets, you can take notes on when you called, who you called, how much you got paid for which months, and the contact person, because you're going to need that contact person again later this year. You're going to get another 3 to 4 more months of these items. Keeping track of when you're paid the forced stimulus is a whole task. You need to do 3 things every day. You need to watch the videos of this channel. You need to know where this economy is and where it's going, and you need to get money every single day and do this as part of your repertoire across the board. Next, what's important to understand is that we are sort of in a bridge period, as you sort of see, before more economic data is released. The economic data tomorrow, of course, will be Department of Labor data for unemployment on Thursday morning. Mornings LA will have it live on air. But we have a couple more days until the FOMC meeting. That will sort of get us moving along. We have a little bit of those earnings reports coming in sporadically, as you saw earlier today, but we don't have the big unemployment numbers. We don't have the big recessionary indicator numbers for a few more days thereafter. So there is sort of this, limbo mood in some regards. Don't let it affect you, unless you love to limbo. There we go. Finally, let's go over something that was popping up 2 days ago that I really want to go over and address right on air right now. What's important to understand is that you need to focus intently on what's going on. And some people, I think, their focus has been sort of off point. For example, I say on air that a forced stimulus check is in every U.S. state, and people say, well, how about my state? I just said every state. Is my English sort of strange? Maybe it's my accent. Do I have an accent? A forced stimulus check is in every U.S. state. But what about my state? Is this a trick question? Number one. Number two, some people really are doing strange things with their Build Back Better Act questions. My takeaway is don't ask about Build Back Better Act. Don't ask about it because you want money today. You want money tomorrow. You want money between now and September. It ain't paying. Build Back Better Act ain't paying anyone any money between now and September. So why would you ask about something that's not helping you? It's sort of really strange. It's like you broke up with someone and you never liked them in the first place and you're asking about them 3 months later. Why are you asking about them? You never liked them in the first place. Well, I'm just sort of curious what happened to them. Why are you curious? You didn't like them. Why are they even part of your thought process? Move it on. Number four, it's important to understand that the monies on this channel are available today, are available for you. They're enormous. They're better than we've ever done before, ever on this channel. $100,000 a person. This is enormous. Build Back Better Act was never that good. Some people seem to try to reinvent Build Back Better Act in their eyes, as though it has a Bentley or Rolls Royce in there. It's not in there. It's not in there. So stop reinventing Build Back Better Act as something better than it was. You need to focus on the moment. You need to focus on the present. You need to focus here. And if you want to be distracted by other things, you're going to get off point. Distracted by the lack of coverage of the subject matter by local news. I don't own their news stations, so I don't care what they record or what they don't record. Lack of clarity from what Congress is doing. Don't worry about it. Get the money that's available today. Lack of clarity of whether the recession is in January 2023 or in April 2023. Doesn't matter because the economic downturn of this economy is happening right now. You need to prepare right now. Don't get yourself confused or off focus. The focus is money, getting money today, getting money tomorrow. That's all you should be doing. You should be a money generating machine. You should be a money generating machine. You should come on camera. You should come to the recordings, taking notes, ready to get some money. Okay, I'm off camera. I'm ready to go get some more money. I'm motivated to get money. It's sort of like Peloton for money. Okay, writers, are you ready? Let's do it. We're going to get some money today. We're going to, instead of sweating carbs, we're going to get some cash. That's the motivation I want to bring to you on camera. Get the money today. That's the motivation you should have in your feet. That's the motivation you should be in your shows. And that's what you do. Coming up next is the noontime edition at 11 a.m. We'll go over routing times of shacks, and then we have afternoons at 1, afternoons at 3, a brand new show, and evenings at 5 o'clock as well. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Do the following. Go under this video and subscribe. Go under this video and join the channel. Become a member right now. And hit that bell so you get all notifications and alerts from this channel when a news story, video, or newsletter is delivered. Get all those forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. And from the shores of Santa Monica, California to my home to your home, have a beautiful morning. God bless. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next at 11 a.m. as LALATE continues.